Sudan's foreign minister said that the army has restored control over all lands along the border that had been taken over by Ethiopian farmers. Tensions have flared between the two countries over the Fashka region of the border, where Ethiopian farmers have been cultivating fertile land which is claimed by Sudan. The region has seen sporadic clashes over the years, but new fighting erupted in November when the federal government sent troops into the neighboring Tigray region of Ethiopia against the regional authorities. The King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, KS Relief, strongly condemned the attack on Aden Airport, which killed and wounded dozens of people, which took place on Wednesday, shortly after the arrival of the newly formed Yemeni cabinet. In a statement released, KS Relief stressed that this criminal act demonstrates the brutality of the forces of extremism and terrorism, which do not hesitate to commit crimes against the Yemeni people, prolonging the humanitarian crisis affecting Yemen and destabilizing the security and stability of the country. China approved its first COVID-19 vaccine for general public use on Thursday, a shot developed by an affiliate of state-backed pharmaceutical giant Sinopharm, as it braces for greater transmission risks over the winter. No detailed fishery data of the vaccine has been publicly released, but its developer, Beijing Biological Products Institute, said its vaccine was 79.34% effective in preventing people from developing the disease based on interim data. The approval announced by the National Medical Products Administration comes after the UAE this month became the first country to roll out the vaccine to the public. The scale of the outbreak and the devastation it has left behind appear to have convinced more and more people to consider the vaccine. A survey by the Istanbul-based research company GENAR highlights the increasing public approval of COVID-19 vaccines. The pro-vaccine stance is steadily growing amid a barrage of conspiracy theories spread virtually everywhere on social media. Yemen is fighting a cholera outbreak in the southeastern province of Hadramaut, with local and international health bodies carrying out an emergency vaccination campaign. Outbreaks in the remote Hajar district usually last from April to September, and cases vanish in the following months. But this year, the district's main hospital reported receiving new cases of cholera in October, November, and December for the first time in decades. UNICEF, the World Health Organization (WHO), and health authorities in Yemen, alarmed by the increase in cases, joined forces to carry out an emergency cholera vaccination campaign in Hajar from December 20th to 25th. China's parliament ratified an extradition agreement with Turkey to boost its alleged counter-terrorism efforts abroad. However, critics warn that the agreement will be used in tandem with economic and diplomatic pressure on foreign governments to deport Oghuz, a Turkish-speaking ethnic minority. The deal was signed in 2017 by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan during a visit to Beijing, but it has yet to be ratified by Turkey's parliament. Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte's threat to end a key military agreement if the U.S. fails to deliver millions of COVID-19 vaccines is an exercise of his independent foreign policy. Duterte threatened once again to end the military pact if the U.S. fails to provide the vaccine to the Philippines. The Philippines notified the U.S. of its decision to terminate the agreement early this year, but Duterte decided in June to suspend the obligation in light of political developments in the region. The year 2021 could be a do-or-die year for Europe's efforts to catch up with China and the US in rolling out super-fast fifth-generation 5G telecoms networks. The mission to introduce the technology, which ultimately promises internet speeds up to 20 times faster than today, could be crucial to how competitively the continent emerges from the economic ruins of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mindful of this, the European Union is funneling a fifth of its 750 billion euros, which is 914 billion US dollars, recovery fund to improve country's digital capabilities. The Turkish defense industry, which had a productive 2020, looks to end the year on a high, announcing several more new projects. Chairperson of the Presidency of Defense Industries announced the launching of a 324mm torpedo development project to meet the Turkish Navy's needs for lightweight torpedoes. The locally developed torpedo may replace the US-made MK-46, a lightweight anti-submarine warfare torpedo. A spectacular flower that bloomed when dinosaurs ruled the earth had been unveiled, frozen in time. The new plant, preserved in amber, is captured in exquisite detail, looking like a sunburst. It has been hailed a holiday beauty for 2020. Named Valveloculus pleurostaminus, it became entombed into the sticky sap of a tropical tree that hardened into a transparent shell. Known as Promise Amber, it opened the window into prehistoric lost worlds. The biggest land animals that ever lived still have 35 million years to go as planetary overloads when Valveloculus grew. Following Hurricane Katrina in 2005, a number of dolphins were found from a fatal skin disease near New Orleans, Louisiana's biggest city. The same incident has been observed in numerous parts of the world, but the exact cause of this mysterious disease has never been known. Today, 15 years later, a new study carried out by researchers at the Marine Mammal Center in Caswellito, California, and the Murdoch University in Australia suggested it might be caused by environmental changes in the dolphin's marine habitat that are linked to climate change. The Trump administration appealed a federal judge's order blocking restrictions that would have effectively barred the U.S. of Chinese-owned short video sharing app TikTok in the U.S. The government has cited national security concerns in its targeting of TikTok, arguing that the personal data of U.S. users could be obtained by China's government. TikTok, which has over 100 million users in the U.S., denies the allegation. Under pressure from the U.S. government, ByteDance has been in talks for months to finalize a deal with Walmart Incorporation and Oracle Corp to shift TikTok's U.S. assets into a new entity. The chief executive of the Vere Group, who has been a consistent advocate for cryptocurrencies, sold half of his Bitcoin holdings when the cryptocurrency peaked in value on Christmas Day. However, the Vere Group CEO said in a press statement that his sale did not reflect a lack of faith in Bitcoin, but rather a means to take profit from a strong asset. He said Bitcoin should now be treated as any other investment. That's to say, where possible, it's better to sell high and rebuy in the dips. Alibaba shares slumped 9% to their lowest since June as the firm's upsized $10 billion buyback program failed to ease concerns about the regulatory crackdown on co-founder Jack Ma's commerce and financial empire. A sharp sell-off over 2 sessions has knocked almost $116 billion of the tech giant's Hong Kong-listed shares. The downward spiral intensified when Chinese regulators announced earlier the launch of an antitrust investigation into Alibaba and said they would summon its Ant Group affiliate to meet. Britain will ban buy one get one free promotions for food high in fat, sugar or salt, and free refills of sugary soft drinks in restaurants from April 2022, its latest step in its plan to tackle obesity and improve public health. The government said obesity is one of Britain's biggest long-term public health problems, with almost 2/3 of adults in England overweight and 1 in 3 children leaving primary school overweight or obese. The measures will also restrict where in-store promotions on such products can be advertised, and unhealthy promotions will not be allowed at checkouts, shop entrances, or at the ends of aisles.